All right, there's no exhaust on it or anything yet, but we're just gonna turn it over so we've got a little bit of oil up in the engine. Yeah, it's very, the knocking keeps going after the fact and all. What is going on, guys? I am Watch Chair going. Like I said, we are here with the S10. You can see Eric and Zach are back. Zach's laying down some wrap over there on the other side, and I have to get the electrical system done today. Also, Eric's being the body guy over here, cleaning up the side skirts so we can drop on the ground effects that Zach just got wrapped. Speaking of the ground effects, check this out.
I'm John Ross, I work. I'm Zach, I work. Eric, he orders pizzas like nobody's business.
Hey man, I said you were doing the body work. You are the body guy now. And Zach also wrapped the front Xtreme bumper, which is super complex. So it's pretty cool. It's actually multiple pieces and you can't even see where the seams are. The bottoms, they didn't need to continue all the way because there wasn't even enough material. So there you have it. Those are our ground effects. They're looking pretty good. So today, by the end of the day, we got to start this thing and Zach's going to be wrapping up the wrap. I went and bought battery terminals a minute ago. Let's start putting it together.
We have to go buy Zach a steak and a potato.
Yeah, that sounds pretty good. You're thinking Applebee's too, right?
We don't have time to go to Applebee's.
Anyway, what we bought for battery terminals are these zinc Superstart ones from O'Reilly's, just because they look a little better than the lead ones. And unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to keep my side posts like I talked about before. So I'm just going to hop right in here, cut off the side post terminals, and we can start connecting things. Zach is knocking out the wrap here. He is getting work done like crazy. You can see he's got most of this set up here, and he's getting ready to do all the hard stuff, all the wheel wells and stuff like that. I don't think you love the white body, do you?
Nope, not one bit.
Not one bit. Over here, I had to pull the battery back out, but our negative battery terminal's ready, and the battery had to come back out because I'm putting all the wiring in for the lights right now, getting all those pulled into their holes, and hitting all those grounds. And after that, we can shove the radiator in, which I just ran to O'Reilly's to pick up a cap, and we've got body mounts coming here in a few, and we can drop it in and hook up the transmission cooler, coolant lines, and that's kind of it. It's kind of it. This is the last bit of power for the Holley Terminator right there. So that's got to get done. And I'm gonna power the fuel pump off of that stud there. That's a 30 amp stud. If you didn't know, on the trucks, that's an accessory stud. Power into the fuse box, and then this fuse, this 30 amp maxi fuse, powers that stud. How cool is that? So it's got a free power port for you there. And Eric's still being the body guy over here. Lots of hours going into putting all that Z channel back where it belongs. Hey, look at that little guy. It's a radiator. So we got our radiator mounts in there, brand new, fresh from the O'Reilly's down on the bottom. So I just got back from making that run, and we have custom adapters that are super cool. Okay, ICT Billet just came up with these. So if you need these, they are your go-to guys. It's a new product, and it's the quick release radiator cooler, radiator transmission cooler to AN line. So AN6, and it'll let me just drop the AN6 right into the factory cooler lines right there. And I'll make these lines real quick now that we've got our radiator situated, and I gotta bring the top clamps over here. But after that, toss these things in, tighten them down, and we are good to go. I've got 2 of those adapters and 2 more AN connectors, and that will wrap up the transmission cooler, and we can fill the transmission, and we can fill the engine, and honestly, I'll bring the hoses over here and we can fill the radiator as well. So I'm excited. I hope you guys are excited. That's all the fluids.
Don't forget the gas.
Dude, we do need gas. He's not wrong.
Oh, I forgot to get petrol.
Petrol. Eric is throwing on the ground effects here.
Probably the wrong one.
Oh no, you got it right, I think. Bang, bang. Nailed it. Anyway, these just kind of slide on, drop into the channel here.
I needed a hole. It's gotta go up.
All right, the S10 looks way different with the body kit on there. We finally, well, first of all, in the back at O'Reilly's, they have the body shop version of the Christmas trees, and we got some fat ones that would work. We've got that one in, and those are way cheaper. It's like $7 a bag instead of what the Dorman ones cost, which is quite a bit more. So this ground effects piece goes on the other side, and hopefully we're ready to put that one on in just a minute. And I mean, honestly, it's looking really, really good. Oh, we also went to O'Reilly's and bought every SM45 hose they have, so we could try to figure out what would work.
Nope.
Nope. That one's longer, but almost it is too long at the same time. I know that. But maybe we can.
Can I take that off?
Yeah.
It will if we trim it shorter.
If you just got a notch out of it.
Yeah, that's how you do it. Just got a notch hole. And just like that, we've got radiator hoses. Both of them were modified a little bit. We might have to take it out one more time so those two aren't on there. But we have the radiator hoses totally ready to go. Oh, these dudes are putting the fuel, which means we are about ready to start this thing up.
We'll spill on my wrap.
Yeah, if we spill on the wrap, that's not even like, it's been on there for 3 seconds, it'll be done.
Don't spill the fuel. This is like $5.20 a freaking gallon.
Oh yeah, huh?
I forgot.
We are running the premium. It's crazy expensive, diesel expensive.
Same price.
We've got 5 gallons. It's time to test out our fuel pump.
Whoa.
And then Zach can go back to wrapping.
Quit following me.
We can prime the fuel system, check for leaks. That's next task. Time to throw some oil in here. Of course, we're running Motul 8100 Excess. So we're gonna throw in 5 quarts of that to start with. Should be all it needs, honestly. All right, there's no exhaust on it or anything yet, but we're just gonna turn it over so we've got a little bit of oil up in the engine. Yeah, it's very... The knocking keeps going after the fact and all. It's impressive. All right, all right. Time to run the wire for the starter for real, and then we should be ready to roll here. And we are going to try a super hacky first start here. You can see the terminator's there, the screen's there. I'm going to power up the terminator to begin with, which means shoving the ignition wire into our battery supply. And we are booting up. Give it a minute here. We are alive. So go ahead and crank it, man. And basically, I'll just rip the wire out of the terminator when we're ready to shut the thing off. So, go.
Sounds better now.
We're missing something.
Missing something.
We are missing something. And I'm gonna guess it probably needs the fuel pump to actually be on and not just on for a moment.
Okay,
so
you need a second to wire that up then?
Yeah, give me 1 second.
Okay.
The fuel pump is on. There's no telling if we actually have fuel, but hey, if it's gonna start, I think it should start. We might actually need to get more gas, but here's our gauges. Go.
Wow, it sounds good! I think it's just the open headers that's throwing us off.
It sounds nasty with open headers.
Wow.
She sure runs. There we go.
When's the first time, now name this, the first time that you hooked everything up and it just fired the first time?
Every time I've done this with a Holly, it's worked the first time every time.
Oh, go Holly.
Every single time.
I was expecting 3 or 4 ticks, but that fired up and she sounds healthy. It didn't sound healthy on the crank.
Yep.
But I wonder if it's just the headers since they're dumped back.
Yeah.
We're hearing it just go doom, doom.
Yeah. No, I think it sounded fine.
That sounded like it was firing on all 8.
It's gonna need a while to, we need to manage that IAC a little more. It went to 2,000 RPM, which was way too hot.
Yeah, I was just like.
Way too hot.
It thought it was 30 degrees outside, so it just wanted to just get up there, you know?
I don't see any leaks.
Yeah, that was that. You see any leaks? Here's a leak checker. Just kidding.
We were depending on you for the fuel pump leaks.
And now let's drive it.
I think it works.
I don't see anything on the ground.
There's a, oh! I found out why it's, big old vacuum leak too.
Oh!
Oh, we have like 50 we haven't plugged.
That was a really early start,
Yeah.
but we need motivation because we got 2 days.
We do need motivation.
And we have never heard it start.
This is unhooked and there's 3 more vacuum ports unhooked.
There's a few more vacuum ports.
So.
Are you deaf?
Huh?
That was pretty awesome.
That was awesome.
We should fill the power steering now. I forgot about that one. And we should just start filling everything.
Start it up again.
No, the transmission cooler isn't connected and it'll start squirting fluid out soon.
It's all right.
I don't want to do it again.
Cool.
It's got to get back on the lift. I got to run the starter cable for real and it's done. We got to finish wiring it and the windshield goes in tomorrow. Exhaust gets built late tomorrow. The truck gets tinted tomorrow. Zach is going to have the entire wrap done in the next 3 hours, he said.
Wednesday.
Oh, well, whatever. Same thing. Dude, we've gotten a ton done. Jake said you haven't been recording anything, but we haven't gotten a lot done. We're ready to start it again, I think. And this time, it's actually basically done. So you can see the fuse box is all back together. Jake's tying in one of the last grounds right now. He just hooked up the alternator. I have been under the dash hooking up our MSD solid state 4-position relay, for lack of a better word, even though it's not really relay, but it's kind of a solid state relay. Anyway, right now I'm about to hook up the ground, and then we're gonna mount that thing. So I need to run a ground wire over to a nice ground, which is gonna be the steering column, because I've checked it and it's very good. And then that's ready to turn on. So the entire Terminator is ran through that thing, which is sweet. There's battery power, fuel pump, transmission solenoids. It all comes in from the 30 amp on the fuse box. So we are good to go with all of our power. So that's pretty much running the whole thing. And you have to relay all your switched ignitions. That's already all tied in. And the only other thing we really need to do now is run one more wire into that relay. We're gonna use it for the starter relay too. It might as well just be everything. That's kind of what we decided here. So I'm gonna pull the wire in from the starter and we'll just run it to that relay, give it the key, and we should be home free. So that's all of the wiring, which is just, isn't that awesome, in one little relay box? So Jake just kind of wrapped up all this. We've got some wire to route, and I think we can hit start and you can hear it run real quick. I mean, yeah, we gotta do that. So here is the MSD 4-way relay. It's just hanging. I'm gonna mount it in a moment, but if I turn on the key, you can see the status lights for every wire light up. There's 2 status lights on each wire, and it tells you how it's being triggered as well as whether the output's on or off, as far as I know. I think that's what they all do. Oh, and one of them, I think if they're both red, it's in overload or something like that, and you have to cycle it to bring it back. But now when the key turns on, everything works.
Try crank again.
Crank? Nothing from the start relay?
No. I thought it might be bad, so I swapped it with rear defrost.
Ah. Well, what we do know is there's another start relay in here. You can hear it clicking. So I need to find where that's coming out, and we're probably going to use that to trigger the MSD, or just go straight to the starter. You ready?
Hey, I mean, he's on.
Okay. Oops. Dang, runs well, right?
Yeah.
That's
impressive.
I just filled the power steering. We need to check the oil again. Obviously, we filled that. Ooh. Hey, we haven't sprayed transmission fluid out yet. Cool, 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 cool. So we gotta plug, these aren't plugged in yet because we're gonna mount the radiator in a bit. So obviously everything here is just kind of chilling at the moment. We're about ready to do all the final connections, mount the radiator onto the core support, and fill it. Final fills. And we also need to run some hoses for PCV. So it'll be the last 2 hoses here. Haven't done those yet. I'm sure the Holly is super mad because there's no wideband yet. So we're gonna make it happy. Tomorrow, we're gonna make an honest woman out of this Holly, right? Isn't that what you gotta marry it or something? I don't know. It is the moment of truth. We have connected all the wires that we need to our MSD relay box down there, including, it's actually the starter relay as well now, because it was easy enough to grab start right out of the column and run it into that thing. So we haven't mounted it yet, but it's there, and hopefully if we did this right, it should just turn on. Okay, there's on. Gauges are up. I still need to run the tack wire to the gauges too. That is nice. The Holly gives you a tack output, and I'm pretty sure these old school gauges, they're not quite the digital clusters of today, so I should be able to just shove that wire into the harness on the cluster and have a tack. That way I've got a tack here and the tack right there on the screen. So let's see if this works. Unbelievable. I can't tell you how long this usually takes me to stack up all of these cables and make up all this huge power distribution for all the relays that we end up running, and I try to get 40 amps for every single relay for E-fans, stuff like that. That thing simplified the entire system, and it all turned on and off reliably. And usually, you guys know, we've done about 1 million of these, and every single time I do a build, the biggest issue is getting the thing to turn back off and everything to sequence correctly. And you honestly need 2 relays for that. You need to put a relay on run, and you need to put a relay on the transmission's switched power as well. There's 2 switched powers that go back to the thing. So if those are tied together, they backfeed, and it'll make sure the truck never shuts off. And there's just a lot of issues, and you just need to isolate everything with relays. So that thing all in one little solid state box, just did all of it, and it runs perfectly, it cranks perfectly. And the other problem we have a lot of times is crank disconnects the run, and I use run to power the Terminator, of course. It's the switch power for it. This truck is actually just wired correctly, so when it's cranking, it doesn't kill run. So a lot of times you have to go hunting for that, and we found it on the first try on this truck. So it worked out perfectly. Let's go take a look at the front because it's unbelievable. I have one more outlet on the MSD relay, which is going to become a trigger for alternator. So I got to pull one more wire inside. I don't remember which one it is, so of course I have to look that up, and we figured that's, you know, future me's problem in the morning.
It is the morning.
Don't tell me. This needs cut out. This needs cut out. We're just gonna go wild with the wire cutters and eliminate everything from the harness. This was ABS power. ABS itself is already gone. This is cruise. It's never gonna get cruise. We went ahead and plugged the lines into the cooler, the transmission cooler. Those went ahead and snapped in. Jake put all the battery terminals together here, did a bunch of this clean routing. We've got everything routed about where it needs to go. Obviously, it's still time to fill the cooling system. Oil was good to go. We need to check the power steering fluid again, and we got to refill the transmission. It's probably at least 2 quarts low if I had to guess. Eric and I put the bumper on, and then Jake and I did the adjustment here, so the front bumper that was freshly painted is on there. That looks unbelievable. Of course, all the handprints make it look gross, but it's perfect. And of course, we have a brand new front grille. Eric just finished cleaning up the seats. Those are ready to go in now that I don't have to get in there anymore. Brand new. I think that was only $80. It was like $80 plus paint for a brand new grill from LKQ. Super happy about that because it kept them from having to sand and do all the body work on that one, and then they just hit it. I think this was all painted with a single stage GM black, the exact black for the truck, of course, but they single staged it and it makes it look awesome. So once this is all clean, our handprints are all off it, should look even better. I gotta finish throwing all the lights in, pulling all those out of their holes. We gotta put the lights in themselves, but Zach knocked out a ton of the wrap. Jake and I finished all the wiring in 3 hours or something like that, which is pretty wild. How many? I'm out of hours.
It's 2:45.
2:45, and you got here at 11. Oh, Jake and I put the tailgate on too. And roof will get wrapped tomorrow. Windshield goes in tomorrow. The windshield guy and the tint guy are gonna get here at the same time. We should put them both in the truck and just let them fight it out. See who comes out. Who comes out swinging? The tint man or the glass guy? Tailgate on. Of course it looks terrible, but don't worry about that. It's getting wrapped to match. There's a piece of wrap that ties it all together. We pulled the handle out a minute ago, so it's ready for the new handle to go in. And the bumper can probably go on tomorrow. And the exhaust will go on tomorrow night.
Got function door handles now?
That's it, boys. Yeah, we door handles. Jake and I did the door handle on this side. Open that nice quiet door. It's as good as it gets. As good as an old truck's gonna get. We should probably get more gas because we were just winging it on the gas. Oh, we have a cinder.
Oh, does the gauge work now?
I don't know if the gauge works because we haven't checked, but if it does, I'm gonna be pumped. Should go way down. And it didn't move one bit. Aww. I thought the gauge was gonna work because we are using the cinder from a newer truck. It probably needs a resistor or something. Also, it wouldn't, we couldn't get it to shift. The shift linkage would not work. First of all, it's my fault. Like, I gotta say, there's a 4L60 for the S10s, and there's like a million of them. That one has a 700R4, and then this one had like a 4L60, and then now it has a 4L60E. Well, the bracket and the cable system is way different for the shifter cable. That one has like a hard linkage with the that little spinning, turning, metal linkage. This one, of course, has a cable, and that cable goes into a bracket. On the S10, it's like this big around. On the new 4L60Es that are way better, it's like this big around, like a normal cable. Maybe, I don't know, a 1/2 inch little deal that snaps into the bracket. This one, massive, gigantic thing that snaps into the bracket. So we had to take the 4L60Es bracket, and we took it outside, vice gripped it to the dumpster, because we don't, you know, that's my vice. And then we took the step bit and drilled it out to this gigantic hole. Biggest step bit I had, managed to get it there. Then we were able to get the cable snapped in, and then once we got that cable snapped in, it wouldn't shift properly. Like, it wouldn't reach all the way to park. So we took the cutoff wheel a little bit ago, put vice grips back on it, slid it forward 1 inch, and then I welded it back together. And now it's perfect. It shifts wonderfully. It's still, I even have the adjustment, so I use the factory adjustment to nail it. And of course, we're good to go. The only thing we really have left on this thing is brakes. Brakes and throwing the body back together as fast as we can. That is it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to head on over to shop.watchjericho.com for cool shirts not like this. And please like, share, subscribe, do whatever you want to do. And I will talk to you next time. Thanks for helping, Jake.
Heck yeah.
Plus, it's like 3 a.m. or something now.
It's like 4 a.m. at this point. No, it's 3.
Okay. I was like, oh no, I gotta be up. Anyway, I was getting ready to put the seats in. They might wait till tomorrow.